here to talk about 2140 Babcock, better known as the Special Interest Group Planned Parenthood here in San Antonio that is illegally zoned, and subjectively, the decision was made subjectively by our Development Services Department. I know that some of you here in the City Council think that we're probably some kind of a terrorist group just because we've been doing this for over a year. That's not the case. We're here to promote, defend, and protect life and the family. And that's what we continue to do, and we will continue to do that. How dare us to challenge Planned Parenthood and the special interests that this city has done to accommodate them. If you read the newspaper last week, you can only imagine what's going through the citizens' minds when they hear about this, when they hear about the state of Texas coming down to Planned Parenthood. It seems as though our governor really has some significant information on Planned Parenthood, and their future is in their hands. We tried to accomplish this by addressing the zoning issue only. But now that we know what Planned Parenthood has done in Houston and other parts of the country, maybe right here we don't know that. I have refrained from calling it a slaughterhouse, and now I have to tell you it is a slaughterhouse. I looked it up in the Webster's Dictionary, and it's a building where animals are killed for meat. Tissue in this case. Texas has just defunded Planned Parenthood, according to Governor Abbott last Monday. So if that's the case, and the federal government's coming down now, why is it that we accommodated them here? Mayor Ivy Taylor said, I want to make certain that the neighbors were notified that Planned Parenthood was going to be there. Mr. Nuremberg, you know that's not the case. They were never notified. They still, to this day, are not notified. There are abortions that are taking place within 50 feet of the sanctity of someone's home. Right there. No buffering. Is that what we do now in the city of San Antonio? We have no buffering at all. We have no zoning. Is that where we want these things? We want these things right up next to the residents? It seems that's the case because no one's done anything. So I forgot to mention, Phil Trickett yielded his time to me, Mike. It's all about a third-party reviewer that was hired by the city of San Antonio that appeared to be a third-party reviewer, but I have the contract right here, and I'll just read it to you. In the contract, under conflict of interest, I read, representing any other client with interest materially or directly adverse to the city makes this null and void. That's hardly a third-party reviewer case. That's an attempt. I appreciate the mayor and whoever did this. It was a nice attempt. But when we talked to him, he had no facts. He was not searching for any facts, no discovery, no nothing. As a matter of fact, we were wasting his time. He just wanted to get off the phone. So when he came out and said that, the Development Services Department did their job, it was not surprising to us. Mr. White is not even licensed in the state of Texas to practice law. Yet it was posted on our website, the city website, as if this was an official, attorney making a statement that this is okay. But you go to the state page and it's simply not licensed. How can a person who's not even licensed in the state of Texas be hired to make an opinion related to law like this? Other issues like the diesel engine. We talked about the diesel engine last time. I hold in my hand right here the open permit still for the diesel engine that has not been satisfied. And it sits back there. Along with the fence. The fence would be illegal. They didn't call it a fence. It's called a crowd control mesh. That's more appropriate because it's a temporary fence and it hasn't come down once. How is this possible in this city that we have zoning and we have ordinances? City Council, we've got to put the special interests aside. There are literally situations like this all over town. But this one here, we're most concerned about because of the neighbors of Greenville Estates. All we're saying tonight is the cold storage and the surgery have to move from 2140 Babcock. If Planned Parenthood wants to be there and give out condoms and birth control and all these other great things they do, let them stay. But it is illegally zoned when it comes to surgery and cold storage. We ask you to do what you can to get them to move the cold storage and the surgery. Thank you.
Thank you. Patrick Mongola.
Mayor Pro Tem, other members of our illustrious San Antonio City Council. For the record, my name is Jack, and I figure, hold off on the audio vision just yet. You turn the camera to the podium, please. No, there's no camera. Oh God, we keep forgetting that. I wonder why. I guess I don't want to hear all the gripes from the citizens today. The Planned Parenthood. Y'all heard that name before? A lot of things taking place here. Something we see there that Mr. Knuckey just mentioned. I think I'll visually display it to you. Mr. Archbishop, I guess to the lower part there. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, pull up that last paragraph that says conflict of interest there, so they can see it there. Let's see. Yeah, this is what the contract for Mr. what's his name, the third-party reviewer, what he signed. Says, conflicts of interest. Consultant recognizes that it shall be disqualified from representing any other client with interest materially and directly adverse to the city, number one, in any manner which is substantially related to, and I think this is the second, related to top paragraph, consultation, and number two, with respect to any matter where there is a reasonable probability confidential information to the city furnished could be used to the city's disadvantage. You do see the third-party reviewer. I'm sorry, Madam Mayor's not here today to see this. Maybe she's already been given a copy of that. In fact, why not? It was she, through our city attorney's department, that had this thing signed with the reviewer. So theoretically, all you guys know about this stuff. A built-in conflict of interest. So what do the third-party reviewers say? Oh, there's nothing wrong with Planned Parenthood and its zoning. Wonder of wonders. My goodness, nothing wrong, Mr. Mayor. This is my guy who's not even, registered as a lawyer here in the state of Texas here. Yeah, okay, thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. All this, you've heard the news about the governor, the state attorney general coming in, subpoenaing for Planned Parenthood. All this stuff, you've seen all the videos about it. When is the city council going to do something substantial about reviewing a corrupt development services department? We've been waiting 6 months now, a year, for you guys to do something.
Thank you very much, Mr. Finger. We'll now hear from Terry Burns. Terry Burns.
Mr. Chair, I also have Harry this time. If you would please. Good evening.
I'm sorry, who did you say you
Harry Padilla.
Is he present?
Yes, he's present.
I don't have him signed up on the list. Okay. Okay, go ahead. 6 minutes.
Thank you. Good evening, Ms. Gonzalez, Mr. Nuremberg. I share with you this picture. This is 2140 Babcock, and you'll put the other one up as well. This is a picture of 2140 Babcock, a current picture, in which there's a temporary restraining fence here for crowd control. Allows some mesh fence here. Again, let me give this to you. Interesting thing about this fence. Oh, sorry. Interesting thing about this fence is Mr. Gallagher, Mr. Lopez, there's no issue date on the permit from the Development Service Department. If you would focus there on about the 5th line down from the top, dead issue is blank. This has been since September 11th. And it seems that they had 10 days to correct the situation. There's a fee that's been paid. Where's the fine? Why is Planned Parenthood in South Texas continuing to get away with things that no one else can get away with? Not any other business. Not any other business, Ms. Gonzalez, on Babcock could put a fence up on that road, much less Planned Parenthood. No other business can get away without a fine since September 11th. Every day, $200 to $500 fine per day, I believe it is. Yet, Planned Parenthood in South Texas continues to get away with this. I share this with you because if you'll go to the top left on that page right there, you'll see the date if you go down more. Right there, 10/27/2015. That's yesterday. Turn it off. September 11th through October 27, 2015, we still can't get something corrected in the Development Service Department. I shared with you last week that Rod Sanchez, Michael Shannon, and was John Jacks while he's still there at the department, are running away with government. They need some oversight. Their reins need to be pulled in. The city manager might not be doing her job. It seems that all of the collusion and all of the permissiveness that is being allowed for Planned Parenthood in South Texas continues directly from Rod Sanchez to the city manager's desk. Moving on, that needs to be corrected, and I encourage each one of you to do that. Look at that, please, especially you, Mr. Nuremberg, it's your district. Seems that you would care about that. And I hope you do, because we should be about following the rule of law. If not, it's anarchy. And at this point, it's tyranny. They're picking and choosing where they want to enforce the zoning regs as they see fit, subjectively. And that's not acceptable. This is October 6th, a letter from Mr. Dennis Juilliard representing Dr. Tim Barker and Mr. Robert Berry, retired professional engineer. They withdrew their amendment to the ASC, the Ambulatory Surgery Center, amendment to the Unified Development Code. They've withdrawn it as of October 6th. Yet today, I don't have it here with me, but this shows you the agenda from today's Planning Commission meeting. The Planning Commission heard this amendment today. Why is that, Ms. Gonzalez? Why would the Planning Commission hear about an amendment that's been withdrawn by the citizens who proposed it? Why is it so important to Rod Sanchez to drive and push this amendment through now, as the city is now the sole sponsor? There's no partnership anymore. The city is now the sole sponsor of the amendment to regulate where an ambulatory surgery center can and cannot be in the city of San Antonio through the Unified Development Code. Yet, the amendment said only allow ASCs within C2 and C3 zone districts. Yet they attached a definition to an ambulatory surgery center that makes it the same as a physician's office. Did you know, Mr. Nuremberg, that a physician's office is not required to have an operator's license with the Texas State Department of Health and Human Services? Did you know that the Texas State Department of Health and Human Services requires an operator's license for an ambulatory surgery center? There's a huge difference here. Mr. Trevino, there's a huge difference. Just so you know, the DSD, the Planning Commission passed this today, gave it their recommendation. I'm sure this might be good news to some of you. It's not good news. It's not good news, I think, to the overall commission, because this matter is now going to go up some. This matter is go up, please. This matter is now going to come before you. Are you prepared to take on this vote on an ambulatory surgery center with it redefined to be the same as a physician's office, Ms. Gonzalez? I can tell you that you need to be, because when you vote on this redefinition of ambulatory surgery center, that negates that it has 2 operating rooms, the intensity of the surgery, the blood, the invasive surgeries, the operator's license required by the state of Texas, and yet there's a physician's office that they're comparing it to, linking it to. There were no operators or licenses required, non-bloody, they can remove a mole, there's no operating rooms, and they're putting them together. you, it says December 10th. Are you ready for the vote? Because I can tell you right now, it's a vote on whether or not you approve of the zoning, of the previous bad zoning decision by the Development Service Department on 2140 Babcock, Planned Parenthood, South Texas. They're going to finally have their day before you in a roundabout way. So I ask you, there's a last page I want to share with you, and that page is one that says Building Related Board, and the Building Related Board is referred to you this letter, in which the chairman has said, the city's BRFCAAB recommends that the mayor's office and city council review the base zoning issue between building at 2140 Babcock and rule on it. Are you prepared to do that? Are you going to take the board at their word?
Thank you very much. Our last speaker this evening is Danny Petrie. Mr. Petrie.
Good evening, City Council. My name is Danny Petrie, and I'm here to talk to you about 2140 Babcock and also about the independent third-party reviewer. And just wanted to kind of go over the points here that I'm giving you, and that is that the third-party reviewer's opinion was not really independent, and it shows a lack of due diligence on our city council and our city of San Antonio's part, probably our mayor's part, because he's not licensed to practice law in the state of Texas, and so he's not also licensed to give a legal opinion. His opinion is about a lawsuit that has not existed for months. The lawsuit was withdrawn on June 12th before he was even engaged. So why would the city of San Antonio pay money for him to review the non-existent lawsuit? And the reason is because it's still not right. It's still wrong, and needs to be fixed. So that's why he was pulled on board, because it was wrong, and it's still wrong. Regardless, Mark White has stated that the city of San Antonio has made a placement in the seat 1, so why does the city department director insist we need an amendment to the Unified Development Code with a newly revised, convenient, and inaccurate definition of ambulatory surgical center, which caused 2 citizens to propose the AAC amendment to revoke it. Again, the DSD is trying to fix a wrong by setting forth an inappropriate amendment. And so now this is going to come before y'all, and y'all get to decide on it. Again, you have an opportunity to fix a wrong that's been there for a long time. And you can see that from the engagement letter that I gave you, that Mark White and Guzman, they had to follow the guidelines of the outside counsel of the city of San Antonio, and there's a conflict of interest paragraph that definitely says that he's not independent, and it says, consultant recognizing that it shall be disqualified from representing any other client with interest materially and directly adverse to the city in any matter which is substantially related to consultation and with respect to any matter where he has reasonably probability that confidential information in the city furnished consultant to be used in the city's disadvantage. So again, we will be giving our own opinion. San Antonio Family Association is writing its own review of the independent reviewer's opinion, and we will be bringing that forth to y'all shortly. Thank you.
Thank you very much.